Well, that's just a big old mess. Last year, Marie Kondo took Netflix by storm. Her show Tidying Up taught us a new way to organize and declutter our lives. There was just one problem. We had only moved across the country a few months prior to the show airing, and really had no reason to declutter our lives. Or so we thought. A year later, and our apartment is a mess. Downsizing from our 3-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment left us with a bunch of extra things that needed to be stored with little storage places to put them, including what we like to refer to as the living room bed. Wanting to start the new year fresh, I am setting out on a quest to declutter our house and give this whole Konmari method a try. Over the next few days, we're gonna be tearing our house apart, basically, so that we can go through everything and let go of anything that doesn't spark joy. This is Jeremy.
Hi.
He's less excited about this process.
That's probably fair.
But we're gonna get started anyway, aren't we, Carly? You're supposed to start with clothes in the Konmari method. However, the Christmas tree is still up and it's gotta come down, so that's what I'm gonna start with. So I'm gonna hold every ornament as I take it off and decide which ones spark joy. I got everything off the tree and I've got a keeping pile, and then this is the pile for Jeremy to go through and decide if any of these spark joy for him. Jeremy also has like a huge Blu-ray collection, and we went through some are mine, but mostly his. We went through already and made a stack of movies that we thought we no longer need. The Konmari method is, to accept that they did something for us. We intended to watch them maybe, but we don't need to. We don't need them, so thank you, bye. Okay, Jeremy picked out the ones he wants, so we still have a pretty substantial pile of ones that we no longer need. We're gonna let them go. Thank you for doing your service. Now comes the fun part. Collecting all of our clothes, putting them on our bed, and going through them and figuring out what we're gonna keep.
I just can't take the things out that I want to get rid of.
No, you can't. You have to put everything in a pile, and that's why she has you do the categories, is because when you go through everything in that category, then you're confronted with how much of it you have. We just made a giant pile, each of us, of everything that we own that's clothing. And I thought Jeremy's pile was gonna be much bigger, but as it turns out, my pile is just as big.
Pretty close to the same.
Yeah, all right, let's get started. Oh, you know this Travis Tritt shirt sparks me joy. Sometimes you find things that you forgot you had, but you love, like this Doctor Who cardigan sweater thing. I'm having this tough call on whether or not I should keep my Spanx. Like, on the one hand, they're Spanx, they're good for something, but on the other hand, they really don't spark joy. Yay, we did that.
There's less stuff in places.
Oh my gosh, the clothes was definitely gonna be the biggest piece. I'm glad we got it done, and we got things put back in an organized manner. I know we still have some stuff to go through, but oh my gosh, it already looks so much better in here. Category 2 is books. Book organization accomplished. Next task, going through all these papers. The next category is the miscellaneous category. It's gonna include, kitchen and bathroom and just all of that miscellaneous stuff that we've accumulated over the last year, and I have the most anxiety about going through that stuff. I don't know, this is gonna be the not fun part. Really not looking forward to it, but it'll be worth it. We're gonna start with the bathroom, which will be easy for you
Pretty much. Just throw a few things away.
Jeremy has 2 drawers.
That aren't full, really.
And I have like everything else. And even this like drawer that has a bunch of makeup in it, it's like makeup I haven't touched in 2 years. It is now the 3rd day of our house being kind of torn apart, trying to get everything decluttered. And I feel really good about the progress we've made. The bathroom looks great, the closet looks great. However, we have a giant mess of stuff that's just miscellaneous stuff that we still need to go through, and our house looks like a disaster. And I'm ready to get this all cleaned up. Oh good. I saved Lance Bass's issue of People that he's gay. That's definitely still a keeper.
Very important.
Oh my gosh. I have an autographed picture of Kevin Federline and I don't even remember why, but that's definitely going in the keeping pile. I saved this random issue of YM magazine from all these years ago. I'm pretty sure this magazine hasn't existed for almost as long since this publication. I don't need to save this whole issue, although it is like a timestamp of a very important time in my life, so I don't know, maybe we should save the whole thing. Jeremy, did you know they are introducing Play from Columbia House? This really cool new thing where you can get 12 CDs for a penny.
I mean, I'm only interested if they have Mariah Carey's Butterfly.
They do. The more I've gone through everything else, the bigger my stack of photos has gotten. So this is like the last major thing to tackle. I'm done. Happy New Year!
Yay.
It is the end of a decade, and I spent it getting ready for the next decade. And that feels pretty darn good. I'm so glad I'm done. We achieved the Konmari method.
Mostly?
We did a really good job. I'm proud of you.
I think it was something that was bothering you more than it was bothering me, but it's a good thing that we did it.
Yeah, it's weird how just like over the course of the year, we just had all of these boxes that kind of just didn't have a place to live. And I think when we moved here, I thought, oh, I will figure out a home for it. And it just kind of like was a certain level of clutter that I just got used to seeing every day. But now that it's gone, it just feels so much better. Like I just feel like a sense of relief that everything is just like clean and organized now.
That's good.
I don't know how long the whole like folding method's gonna last for me, but
I didn't do it.
but I think overall I feel like this was a really big success. I love her style of like touching things and treating them nicely and asking, you know, deciding if they spark joy. Like I think that's a really good way to approach things. So I'm very, very satisfied. I think the only thing that I'm a little bit sad about is that we did not find a home for our living room bed, but it's just like
there's just not enough room. It got moved to being a bedroom second bed.
Yeah, it just it's in a better place where it doesn't bother me as much, but you know, we just don't, it's not worth it to put it in storage. I would love to know if you have tried the Konmari method, and if so, what was the hardest part of it for you? I think for me, it was definitely photographs, but I also really appreciated the value that Marie taught me about how if you have like multiple photos of kind of similar things, you don't have to keep all of them. You can get rid of the ones that are less good, and I really took that to heart. And please, if you enjoyed this video, check out this video right here. And strive valiantly, my friends.